Hello and happy Monday. I'm Harlee. I'm a PA here at Thrive. We've been focusing on insulin this month. Dr. Palermo and Dr. Fletcher have talked a lot about it and insulin resistance. I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating and how that can help to stabilize insulin levels. Just to recap on insulin, it is a growth-promoting hormone that is released by the pancreas. Whenever we eat something, our bodies break down the food into glucose, and insulin is secreted by the pancreas to pick up that glucose and bring it to the cells. All of our cells have insulin receptors, and insulin asks the cell basically to store glucose as energy, and that energy is used to metabolize different cell parts. When there's too much insulin and too much glucose in the bloodstream, the cells eventually start to become full and they essentially close the door and change the lock to insulin and don't allow any more storage of energy. That is insulin resistance. Then insulin needs to store that energy somewhere else, and that gets stored as fat. So we need to also give our bodies a break from having these higher levels of insulin and glucose, because if insulin is constantly promoting growth, we also need to have a rest from growth and a rest from production. We need to be able to break down cell parts and kind of get rid of that debris. So one of the ways that you can do that is by time-restricted eating. And the idea behind that is essentially giving your body a break from digestion and giving your body a break from being in the fed state. It takes about 5 or 6 hours for your food to be completely digested and for all of the cells associated with digestion to start to rest. But like most Americans, you're probably only getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep, which means that by the time you've just finished digesting and your insulin levels have come down, you're waking up and putting something again into the system, and we're constantly feeding that, and insulin levels stay elevated. So if you can start to think about reducing the time in which you are eating, maybe down to about a 10-hour window, that means a 12-hour fast. That gives your body enough time to digest as well as to start to burn the fuel that it naturally has, as opposed to continuing to put things into the system. So if you think about a fast that maybe starts at 7 p.m. and goes until 7 a.m., that's a 12-hour fast, and for most people it's pretty easy to do. The best way to kind of accelerate getting into that fast is to not eat anything for about 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. That way you're digesting your food sort of halfway through the night, and you're allowing sleep to also be part of that breaking down process and allowing your body to burn other fuel. When you wake up in the morning, try to not have anything for about 60 minutes. So just water, and then you can switch to black coffee if you wanted to. And if you're doing a 12-hour fast, the sweet spot may be to try to push that back over a 10-day period to about 14 hours or 16 hours. So a 16-hour fast would give you an 8-hour window to eat. You're not changing what you're eating, you're not changing the amount of calories, you're not counting calories or reducing them, you're just reducing the time in which you're eating. And a lot of studies have shown that this can really significantly impact glucose levels, insulin levels, cholesterol levels, and also promote weight loss, and it's great for sleep. So I encourage you to give this a try to, increase your overall metabolic health. I bet you'll sleep better and you'll probably feel a lot better too. I hope you have a great week.